Yeah, see, I have to agree. Eating potatoes is basically like spitting directly in my mouth. And not in like the hot, cute, sexy way, Oni. So get your shit together, dog.
That's right. My spit
Well-
tastes good.
So, question: do French fries count as potatoes?
Not to me.
Those are what are your fucking French fries made of, Oni?
It's the only thing I can eat that's made out of potatoes.
I mean, I had French fries that were made out of apples and covered in cinnamon Saturday night. That was pretty good.
Hey, Sharky, you know those aren't French fries, right?
You know, your mom's not French fries, right?
You're goddamn right. My mom is my mom.
Bro!
Look, I don't even like potato chips, yo.
It's okay, Oni. Everyone's got one flaw.
Well, it's a real shame. Unfortunately, Oni has had a really bad case of dying. So anyway, we're going to dedicate this episode to Oni. All right, enough shenanigans. This is going to be episode 2 of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Great Ace Attorney Chronicles 2 Resolve.
You killed
They
me.
really
so I
could
had
have
to
come
come
up with a
back.
could have fucking come up with a fucking better name. Anyway, thanks Capcom. Ridiculous.
Killing me, so I have to come back with something different now.
Listen, I'm here to support your gender your gender identity struggles, my guy.
Blue, are you okay over there? You suddenly got a massive hooter just clipping through your shoulder.
It's not really the kind of thing I mind per se. I mean,
Sharky, I'm gonna cut to the chase. She's fucking elated.
pretty much, yeah.
I
mean,
we
who
all
wouldn't be?
we all deserve some happiness in our lives.
Anyway, speaking of happiness, I just wanted to move forward to get some music. Let's all say hello to our friend Oni Hart, the newest Parasite Eve speedrunner.
Oh no! Don't put me. I'm gonna be the worst speedrunner
Good.
ever.
Just means my time looks better.
Oh. Well, you heard it here, folks. The worst Parasite Eve speedrunner, RPG player, fighting game player, art person. Both the models that you've seen, I made them. And I'm still working on the male one. We need to finish the rigging still.
Rigging is the tough part.
Yeah.
Guy's here.
Yep, I'm here. Hi, I am Shy. I usually star with Lonnie aka AI, who could unfortunately not be here tonight. Basically due to everybody being tired after a very long trip. Hi Lonnie, I hope you feel good. I hope you feel better very, very soon. And I know you're going to watch this, and I'm going to do the best job I possibly can. But yeah, we stream 3 times a week, and if I remember, we've got some special stuff coming up this week too.
Now with 400% more sexiness, little Sharky.
You know, I was just gonna say that I have twice the age and half the sultriness of Lania, so I'm going to do my best here to completely sow chaos. But hi, I'm Sharky. I am a semi-retired speedrunner who gets by entirely off of aesthetics, which is why you can only hear my voice. So let's have a lot of fun today. That's it.
Scientifically proven to regrow your foreskin. Chris? These claims are not certified by the FDA.
Hi, I'm Chris Rees. I run the Final Fantasy XIV raid group Blitz. I do RPG long plays and voiceovers.
Okay, but what if you did? What if you were scientifically proven to regrow foreskin? So you just show up and people are like, "Oh, my foreskin's back."
I mean, Chris
I
is
imagine there would be a lot of aesthetics that would be very annoying.
Chris is responsible for 71.3% of all uppies in the greater 48 United States. So
The contiguous. I love the word contiguous.
perfect.
Anyway, shall we pick back up where we left off? I am voicing a girl, pretending to be a boy. It's weird. But yeah, what we know so far, a friend from the the uncircumcised. Sounds like a fucking Fallout weapon. Once we left off last week, we are, you know, defending another of our friends who apparently is charged with killing the crazy goose lady from last game, Giselle Brett. So, as we were, dive in.
On the day of the incident, I was ordered on a special surveillance assignment in this disguise. It dawned on me. I just remembered that I'm both these motherfuckers.
Okay.
Okay.
You are the vocal director,
DMing.
so if you want to pass around roles and
No.
say your voice.
Yo, what up, nice?
No, it's fine.
I hope you're having a good
These
one,
ones
homie.
Don't kill me. I just managed to
Oh,
catch
I
that
thought you were
crab when
Tony.
I
I was like,
suddenly
what?
heard a caterwaul from behind me. I ran into the
That's,
beach hut
Hosanna.
at once, where I found a pair in question.
That's
Oh
his
my.
disguise. Shelby wants to know why Hosonaga looks like a gay sailor. And I'm like, that's just his disguise. Or his club outfit. I mean, listen. Sometimes you gotta dress up a little bit, you know?
True.
It's called role playing, okay?
I mean, the turtle is definitely an aphrodisiac.
Is it role playing? Is it role playing if it's just your identity?
I'm not here to kink shame you. I'm here to kink grade you, okay? As far as this community goes, role playing is very light on the offender scale.
Oh boy.
Chris, the best role you'll play your entire life is yourself.
I'm not gonna argue with that.
Yeah, true.
Whew. Hey, to find out more about everybody's kinks, check out the Discord.
Oh boy.
Jesus Christ. Anyway,
Yes, yes, yes! That young girl was astride the Englishwoman, dagger in hand, as she stabbed wildly.
yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yo, what's up, Mira? Welcome to the stream,
I
friendo.
saw blood on the blade. It proved to me that she'd stabbed the victim multiple times.
My brother in Christ, you are here.
And
You are partly to blame.
not this time.
Just vibing and breeding. There's a sentence. Oh no. I just have so many thoughts swirling around in my head. It's all I can do to stand here, wide-eyed and mute. Right in
Goodness,
front of my
you
crab
must
rangoons.
really try to calm down.
Really? Really, Chris? Right in front of my crab rangoons?
Yeah, just calm down.
All right. I see we're gonna get fucking really far tonight. But how am I
You got
supposed
chat
to?
railed at too. Jesus.
Yeah, God, this is what happens. Going up on a Monday. But how am I supposed to find an inconsistency in what these two gentlemen are saying? I don't see why either of them would have any reason to lie.
What you must remember, I think, is that witnesses may inadvertently lie at times.
Isn't this our third time dealing with Hosonaga, and the last two times he never said anything that was in any way, shape, or form gravitationally close to factually correct or true?
I mean, technically I wasn't here, but that seems to be consistent with what he looks like, yeah.
In my defense, I'm literally dying.
This motherfucker been dying for like a year straight. For real.
He's had consumption so long he's been eaten alive.
For various reasons. A misunderstanding, a mistaken observation, a delusion even.
Ah, a delusion.
What's important is that we determine the truth. There's only one sure way to do that.
Yeah, with evidence, of course.
Spoken like a true lawyer.
I'm a lawyer.
During witness testimony, you can use right bumper to pick a piece of evidence to present for consideration. So you need to listen carefully to each statement and compare what's said to the details in the court record. If you find some conflicting information, that may be the inconsistency you were looking for.
Yes, it's all about incontinences.
Once you've identified a witness's statement that appears to conflict with a piece of evidence, present the evidence with the witness with the Y button, and the way ahead will present itself to you, I'm sure.
So what happened to Ryunosuke? Well, Dan, Ryunosuke had a bit of a transformative, episode, and well, she goes by Ryotaro now. Yep.
Why did I see this coming?
Yep. Yeppers. Any yeppers in the chat?
I feel like that name was inflicted upon her.
So we're in Germany? No, but I did put a tarp down just in case, Alec. You're not getting an air horn for water sports. It was good.
Damn.
Yes. All right, then. I'll consider the details of all the evidence in the court record against each statement to find an inconsistency. I hope I'm up to the task.
Don't forget that you can have the witnesses repeat their statements as many times as you like.
Really? I have a feeling these witnesses won't like it when I just keep circling around and not doing shit and it's just Oni speaking for 2 hours straight.
Everyone has to start at the beginning, remember? So those wide eyes are quite forgivable. And besides, you can continue asking him the same question over and over again, like the Ouroboros eats its own tail.
Great album, by the way. Yeah, to be fair, you do not like beans and potatoes, Oni. You are treading in dangerous fucking waters, my friend.
Listen, I don't like the taste.
Listen, you're on thin fucking ice, my pedigree chums, and I shall be under it when it breaks. Now fuck off. That's a great movie, by the way. Snatch is entirely underrated. You're right. I need to listen to the testimony again, from the start, because I really wasn't paying attention.
Hold it!
Time to press. Full court. In that jaunty disguise?
Correct. Wait, are you making fun of my drip?
Yes.
I mean,
It's fucking clangy, my guy.
It wasn't the first time I've worn this swimsuit for a dip in the ocean. It's tried and tested, and it's quite comfortable. Do what must be done to keep the Englishwoman under surveillance. Those were my orders that day.
And this tried and tested outfit was the answer? Have you been to an optometrist recently?
Don't test my gangster. Being able to blend flawlessly into a crowd is an important part of a detective's job. I submerged myself in the salty water, leaving only my turtle floating inconsistently on the surface. Look at this great camouflage, if I do say so myself.
Are
That
you
turtle
prepared
seems
to meet
shit.
God?
Yeah,
For
like
I
a
have brought
stream
the
of
most
blood
powerful
dropping
magic of
under the
all.
water.
Gun.
Mr. Turtle loves the water.
Oni,
Look at him smile so.
you like turtles?
I like totals.
I like turtles. But there was no need for you to blend into the background on this assignment, really? What was there?
If that made you late arriving at the scene, I think you had your priorities wrong.
Perhaps I shouldn't pursue this line of questioning any further at the moment. Alright, Soseki. Man's caught crabs. Ah, you're describing the victim's scream. Presumably, Soseki-san?
In more literary terms, you might say it was a scream that could have pierced the heavens.
We're not singing the song. Moving on.
Kyos! Or the like. Of course, that's just a metaphor. We renowned authors are wont to describe things so.
Soseki-san wasn't at all like this in England.
Anyway, I spun around at the noise and the beach hut immediately fell under my gaze.
Yeah, the beach hut.
The area is popular with government ministers. Many have seaside retreats there for rest and recuperation. Locals are prohibited from entering the area, so it's always very quiet. The beach hut is a simple structure, erected as a place for people to change or to take refuge from the sun.
Well, all the trees around there aren't good enough?
Well, you know. Although the Englishwoman commandeered the hut for herself. Which meant that I was forced to change into my swimwear on the sand.
Damn.
I got sand in my trousers.
Ah, I imagine that was rather embarrassing for you, huh?
More painful, but anyway, I tossed the crab aside and headed for the beach hut at a run. Or, in more literary terms, I decrabbed the beetle. Well, excuse me. I decrabbed and beetled off hutwise.
Hey?
Hold it!
Oh, wait. By pair, you don't mean to say... But how could that be?
No, you misunderstand.
It's okay. Listen. Sometimes the feelings that you have are okay.
Obviously. I mean the victim and defendant, Raymond Mombi-san.
You sure you weren't sucking face with Soseki? It's okay.
I've never seen this man before in my life.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, no.
Tell me more. Oh, it would have been helpful if you could have just, I don't know, maybe fucking said that from the start. Idiot.
But I did. If you jump to conclusions, you have to expect to fall flat on your face sometimes.
Dear me, pinning your hopes on such an outside chance. Foolish. Very foolish.
It really was an outside chance. I just wish I'd realized that before I said something silly.
So, Inspector, why don't you tell the court how exactly you found the aforementioned pair in the hut?
Was they fucking?
Probably.
Well, it was a sorry sight, a really grisly scene. I parted the northern curtain hanging in the doorway and stepped inside, only to see the defendant leaning menacingly over the lifeless body of the victim sprawled on the sand. My glasses were very nearly cracked at the ominous sight that met my eyes.
How thoroughly appalling.
Huh. He doesn't appear to be lying here. Well, Soseki-san? Can you confirm what Inspector Hosonaga is saying, I wonder?
You'd like a literary man's opinion?
No. I would just like the facts, please.
Hold it!
Wait, stabbed wildly? You actually saw her do it?
Yeah, indeed. Yes, of course. Yeah. The terrible specter, the chirping inspector, the bloody torrent, the author's torment.
Yeah.
Every sight and every sound is still carved in my melancholy memory. That was my impression, at least, as a future literary sensation.
I would absolutely bully this man mercilessly.
Man bullies himself.
I would kick him down some stairs and then laugh.
Counsel, what on earth was that shrill, effeminate scream?
Me fucking your wife. Oh, no. No, what are you insinuating? I'm as manly a Japanese man as you. My penis is
Say
bigger.
much?
My penis is very bigger.
I do believe she has the largest penis in this room.
I wonder if I might interject here, Soseki-san. Something you said is troubling me. That was my impression, were your words just now, I believe.
Well, yeah. I've never had to knock on wood, but I know someone who has.
I'm
Sure,
so
it's
glad that
good.
you went there.
But I'm sure it isn't good. That's the impression that I get.
Ever had to knock on wood?
Hey, look, there's never a bad time to make a Mighty Mighty Boss Tones reference.
Yes, it's gotten time.
Ah, so do you mean to say you're not confident that you really did see what you've described? Man's throwing up gang signs again.
No, I mean, yes, I mean, I know what I saw. My ears didn't deceive me when I heard that scream, and my eyes didn't deceive me either.
Oh, absolutely.
I could
Fuck
describe
the source.
everything I saw vividly. I could publish it all in tomorrow's newspaper serial.
Cereal sounds good. All right. You four, favorite cereal, go.
Cookie
I
Crunch.
don't want to answer this question.
What do you mean you don't want to answer this question?
See now, my favorite cereal got nerfed, so I can't like it anymore.
Can you even see what makes Cinnamon Toast Crunch taste so good?
My favorite was the old version of Honey Smacks.
All right. Chris, why don't you
Grape
tell us?
nuts.
There's nothing wrong with grape nuts.
It sounds as though the next installment of I Am a Cat may take a macabre turn.
Listen, I love Raisin Bran.
Raisin Bran is also really good.
Raisin Bran is
Oh,
really
yeah.
good. Listen,
Why am I'm concerned that Blue's favorite breakfast cereal is Friskies now, so.
Well, I mean, with enough milk and enough sugar.
I mean, adult.
I'm sorry about the
Anyway,
loss of your
Arnie,
Honey
don't.
Smacks.
Yeah.
They took the honey out of the Smacks, you know. They made them taste like cardboard.
Did they replace it with corn syrup?
I don't know. I just know they made them less dangerously sweet than they used to be.
You know what was awful, and I don't even know how it was categorized as cereal? Sugar Smacks. My dad and I used to eat the shit out of them fuckers.
Those are close enough to Honey Smacks.
Oh, they're so fucking dangerously good. Lucky Charms, AO. I am also queer, so congratulations.
Lucky Charms are dope.
Oh yeah.
I've never met a straight person that's been like, hey, my favorite cereal is Lucky Charms.
I think this is a fool's errand.
Yeah, probably. You're right. Let's go home, Dad. And scene.
The more we press your author friend on what he saw, the more entrenched he's going to become.
Oh dear. How awkward. I don't know, Makora. Apparently it's I don't know. Maybe.
It has rainbows.
It does have rainbows.
Hold it!
She was stabbed multiple times? How can you be so sure of that?
Very simply, from the blood on the blade.
That makes no fucking sense whatsoever. I am done with this man. The blood?
Yeah, you know, the red stuff that comes out of people when they take injuries. Yes, you know. When I entered the hut, I saw the defendant holding the blade, raised up in the air. Yes, yes! That's right! I saw it too!
Oh.
And I noted that there was blood on the blade already at that point. In other words, the victim had already been stabbed at least once by the time I arrived on the scene.
Did you bother checking the body?
Yes, yes! That's right! I saw it too!
Can somebody please find that man a stall where he can finish his business?
Fuck.
You mean jerking himself off?
Oh
Or...
boy.
Something,
Oh,
that'd
bother.
And the victim was already holding the defendant's fountain pen in her hand too.
I realized something became very shifted along the way. Let me fix that. There we go. Oh. Oh, bother.
All of which means I can be sure the victim did not die instantly.
Why are you smiling about that, dude? What the fuck?
Because I think I'm right. Yes, yes, right! I saw it too!
Maybe a year in London was too much for him. He sounds like he's forgotten how to speak Japanese. Wow, she's calling him a country bumpkin.
The logic of your argument is sound, at least.
Well, as I said, it is my guiding principle to carry out all testimonies flawlessly.
Pots of gold of rainbows and some red balloons. Perhaps it should have been your guiding principle to protect the victim flawlessly? And that's just my personal opinion, of course.
What's this feeling? I just got burned.
He needs some milk.
Gaming.
Dab.
I feel like I just got stabbed. Save me, Turtle.
Counsel, you will refrain from mocking the witness.
I don't know. I just have so many thoughts rolling around in my head. It's all I can do to stand here wide-eyed and mute.
Goodness, my dear, you must really try to calm down.
But how am I supposed to find an inconsistency in what these two gentlemen are saying? Oh, wait. I think we're looping?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, maybe we weren't. Eh. Kind of? Maybe?
It's like half looping.
Yeah,
Because it's not
okay.
doing the instructions this time, but it's the same content.
Yep, there they
basically.
are. Alright, let me see what I got in the old fucking court record. Yeah, it's like half and half. That was weird. I have a fountain pen. Let me take a look at this. Is that Wagahai?
Oh, that's a different cat.
Hmm. That is not me. Interesting. Well, you mentioned stabbed once. Oni, you got any hints?
I mean, the post-mortem report said she was stabbed once.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Objection.
Is this the power of the female orgasm? Turns everything into film noir.
Something Lavos.
Ha!
Yeah.
With that accusatory cry that just welled up deep from inside me, I think I can finally understand. I found the clitoris. Oh. Every time Kazuma-sama and Naruhodo-san have stood here at this bench, and the stakes have been very, very high indeed.
What's the meaning of that menacing pose, Counsel?
I'd like the witness to clarify something for me. No, I'm supposed to be manly.
What? Where? When? How?
All questions that you can't answer properly, you chump. Not you, Soseki-san. This query is directed at Inspector Hosonaga.
At me?
In your statement just now, you said that the victim was stabbed multiple times.
Yes, that's right. As I said when I entered the hut. The defendant was already standing over the victim, bloody knife in hand, like a murderous demon.
And yet, that cannot be.
What?
At the point, please, counsel.
H. Fincher says what? In the post-mortem report, it clearly states that the victim was stabbed one time only.
Oh,
In other words, Inspector Hosanaga's testimony, utter hogwash. It's clearly flawed. And so, Seki-san,
Me?
you claim to have seen Mambami-san in the throes of stabbing the victim.
Yes, I did! Wildly!
Bullshit. But both you and the inspector confirmed the same point. That there was already blood on the knife that you saw the defendant holding.
Yes. And?
It's quite simple. We know the murder weapon was used to stab the victim only once. Therefore, there's no way there could have been blood on the knife if that single stabbing hadn't already occurred.
True?
what exactly is your contention, counsel? Are you ever going to tell us?
Yes, Your Excellency. There's only one logical conclusion. What Soseki-san in fact saw was not the moment that the defendant stabbed the victim at all, but the moment that the defendant in fact withdrew the blade from the victim's body.
That can't be.
Well, it works, Susato. You exploded at them with that objection, and then proceeded to pull them apart systematically.
Objection!
Well, this takes me back. Yes, I seem to remember your cousin staged a scene much like this in that trial 9 months ago.
Yeah, wasn't it the one that you lost? And you got your hair cut? Now you're bald?
A half-built child with a half-baked objection attempting to steal the show.
You're right, there were certain similarities. Except that so-called half-witted child managed to outwit the experienced prosecution, who now only has half a head of hair.
Oh shit, got him!
He needs some milk!
Damn.
Wonder my head is quite adequately dressed.
Hey, Ouchie, do you have a cousin named Haywood? Haywood, you blow me?
I'm going to ask all of you to keep all of the oral fixations to my chambers, please.
In any case, all this talk of stabbing with drawing and multiple wounds.
I don't want to even know where this next sentence goes.
It makes not a jot of difference.
What? Why not?
Engage your brain, young man. When the accused first plunged the deadly weapon into the victim, that was the fatal blow. And it was at that moment, just as she had withdrawn the blade ready for her next strike, that the witnesses saw. The knife was already tainted with blood, because the accused had already stabbed the victim. Well, you have successfully shown with your little display. is that the mustached author is prone to moments of extravagance.
Oh.
I'm in agreement with the prosecution. The defendant was seen wielding the blade at all. That is sufficient grounds for her actions to be viewed with suspicion.
But what if she was withdrawing the blade?
We are back where we started.
Sorry? Yes, all.
Consider this, young yokel boy. If the student girl is as innocent as you claim, then wouldn't she have pulled the blade from the victim? And with a demon's cold-blooded composure, too. The prosecution demands an explanation, and it had better be good.
Why did Ray pull out the knife?
Yes. Going for the jugular.
Don't believe that
Not
veins
what
in
she
the
was
back.
doing, obviously.
What does father mean by that?
Let the court hear your answer, then, counsel. Point, comma, get to the damn.
Truth is, I don't really know. But I have to come up with a plausible reason here. We don't have a case. The reason why the defendant pulled a knife blade out of the victim's body was surely so she could... Yeah. According to the post-mortem report, the victim's death was not instant.
Oh, shit. That's correct. It's thought it's thought she would have remained conscious for a short while after sustaining the injury.
Indeed, giving her the time to take hold of this piece of evidence that clearly indicates her killer.
The point is, being a medical research assistant, Mambani-san was compelled to act when faced with the wounded victim. Instinctively, she pulled the blade out in an attempt to save Miss Brett's life.
Ellipses.
More ellipses.
Did you hear that, Your Excellency? It would seem this is the best we can expect of this young yokel.
Indeed.
Indubitably. Is it just me or does it suddenly feel much colder in here?
Your Excellency, if I may.
Speak, witness.
I would like another opportunity to testify. In respect to the slipshod assertion just put forward by the yokel defense counsel, I mean.
Rude. Slipshod?
An excellent idea, Inspector. Our young yokel hopeful has a modicum of knowledge when it comes to the law, it seems. But in matters of medicine, he appears to possess not one iota of common sense.
Very well, Inspector. I will permit your request. You will testify again before the court on the subject of the defense counsel's assertion.
Yes, sir. I will do so flawlessly.
Like I'm sure you thought you did the first time.
Well,
You gonna be able to talk after that gut punch, witness?
Listen.
Pulling a blade from a wound without thinking could cause heavy bleeding. That's basic knowledge that any medical research assistant with an ounce of sense ought to know. In other words, there's no reason why the defendant would have tried to pull the knife from the victim. Let's not forget that the young student did have a motive for killing the victim. The man the victim murdered 9 months ago, Dr. Wilson, was the defendant's highly respected mentor.
Is what you just said true, Inspector? Could pulling a knife from a wound really cause the wound to bleed heavily?
Why, yes, of course. Think of the weapon itself as a stopper in the wound that prevents excessive blood loss. Until a doctor is ready to provide proper treatment, that stopper shouldn't be removed.
Oh, I see.
This is why your uncle should stay on the farm.
Yeah, I would, but your mother got really annoying.
Got him.
Even a quack from some obscure mountain village would have such basic knowledge.
Like your mom.
Anyone who's ever given someone a little poke with a knife and pulled it out again, like your mother, knows it.
Yeah, listen, I got a story about me, your mother, and pulling out. Oh, well, I've never stabbed anybody, you see. Or pulled a blade out of a wound, so...
Of course you haven't. I didn't bring you up to behave like a bandit.
Just outing me again in front of the court? Father, is it true what they're telling me?
Yes, it's basic remedial knowledge for medics. Ray would have been well aware of it. If she were to claim ignorance of such fundamentals, that would prove fatal in many ways.
But then, why would Ray have done it? Could she have pulled out the knife in full knowledge that it would be fatal for Miss Brett?
I don't know. We'll have to ask her, won't we?
Thanks for the info, Dad. Ray never once
I'm your
mentioned...
father, not a fucking miracle worker.
Listen here, Dad.
God damn.
You're not my dad! Ray never once mentioned anything about the knife to me. It seems almost impossible to believe, but... Could my friend actually have...
Susato.
Yeah?
Pull yourself together. We mustn't lose sight of why we're here.
Counsel, it's time for your cross-examination.
Oh, no, yeah, Your Excellency.
However, I must warn you that if your cross-examination fails to identify any issue with the established fact, I will be moving to my adjudication immediately afterwards.
Immediately?
Yes.
Oh, okay, immediately. Got it. I understand. Believing in your clients and fighting for their cause until the bitter end. I knew it would be hard, but I had no idea it would be this hard. Yeah,
she said.
me too.
I mean, you've met me. You should have known how hard it would be.
Alright, first thing I'm gonna do is look at some stuff. It's a nice purse. Got a hairbrush. Shoot, why do you have so many masks? It's fucking weird. Alright. Okay, I can't examine much of anything.
Hold it!
Time to press. You say doing it without thinking could be a problem. I concur. Does that mean if you use due care and attention, it would be all right?
I wouldn't have thought this needing spilling out, really, but the blade is like a stopper in the wound. Remove it, and serious hemorrhaging will occur. In other words, a medic would need to be present before any attempt was made to withdraw the blade.
Nah, dog, just pack that bitch.
Doing it without thinking would be madness. You just can't do it.
I do what I want. Oh, well, thank you for such a thorough explanation.
You see, Council? When you act without thinking, the result is a bloodbath.
Hmm.
Back to the witness testimony, please.
You can't do it, kid. I'm the best. You gonna cry? Ha 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 ha.
Hold it!
In that case, there's an obvious explanation here.
Which is,
Clearly, the defendant, Raymond Bami-san, does not possess an ounce of sense.
what? What do you think about that, Professor Mikotawa?
I'm not sure you should be labeling your best friend as lacking in common sense.
That doesn't answer my question. Well, I thought it would be better than labeling her as a murderer.
I don't know young people today. If that's friendship, I just don't understand it.
You should see the friendship I have with your mom. Fucking poop hair.
Careful, Counsel. A lack of common sense can be a very dangerous thing.
Are you threatening me?
Yes.
Can I see you after court?
Yes.
Oh dear. That recoiled on me badly.
That's life, I'm afraid. A lesson everyone must learn.
You mean I can't openly shit talk my friends? What the fuck is friendship for? Bullshit.
Hopefully you can see now that this is really basic medical knowledge. Being involved in medical research, Membani-san would certainly have been aware of it.
Texting pictures of Josh Travis and Fred Durst. I mean, I think that would be a cool match.
Hold it!
Well, the defendant had suddenly encountered somebody she knew laying on the ground, bleeding to death. Wouldn't it make sense to do something about it? The sight could have shocked her delicate sensibilities, causing her to remove the blade inadvertently. Oh yeah, and such the fragile female mental status. Yep, fragile.
I really don't think inadvertent actions can explain this. The woman is a medical research assistant. I can't imagine she would behave so irrationally.
Oh, but irrational behavior. Jeez, seriously? Wow.
He has a right to be irrational, and I believe you can all just Capcom off if you're not okay with that.
Capcom, we got talk. Oh, but irrational behavior is a woman's prerogative, isn't it?
You have a lot
Wow.
to learn, woman.
You have no idea, Inspector.
Only a small-minded man could have such bigoted views.
Well, you know what they say: small mind, big dick.
Oh my.
I don't know. I noticed that too. Ape. Oh dear, perhaps I'm letting my male persona take a hold a little too much. Does anyone hear that in the distance? Sounds like an eggshell being crushed.
From a distance.
Well, have I managed to convey the basics now? That should cover the medical side of the argument.
Why are you looking so smug? I don't appreciate it. Okay. The motive? Whatever the motive, it just isn't Membami-san's nature to do something so awful.
But she had both the motive and opportunity. That's very hard to argue against.
Yo, what up, Dev and Quasar? Hope y'all having a great one. Welcome to the stream. But you don't know the defendant.
Objection!
You, counsel, do not appear to know the law.
You don't know a good haircut. What the fuck's that got to do with anything?
A haircut can get a real job.
Yes. Evidence is the only way to convince the court of your argument, not feelings.
Didn't you see the sign, Ouchie? No long-haired hippies need apply.
Your mother. With this fledgling to defend her, I would almost say I pity the accused.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, fucking dental issues suck. So, yeah, hopefully that's a quick repair. Well, so do I.
Inspector, you will reiterate your point about the defendant's motive now.
Yes, Miss Brett was in many ways the sworn enemy.
I mean, the sworn enema? That's hot.
Enemy.
Jesus, fuck. Yeah, I'd say that's an understatement. Oof. Ah. Two things in life that I cannot stand: burns and dental pain. Ugh. Where's Mutsky?
Hold it!
Can't believe she killed Dr. Wilson. Well, yeah, that's true. Dr. Wilson recognized Membami-san's talent and offered her the position of assistant despite her being a woman. She was extremely grateful to him.
Yes, the Englishman appears to have been a very broad-minded individual.
Unlike you, laggards.
Dr. Wilson had no time for outdated traditions. He was met with opposition, of course, but he believed firmly in Membami-san's abilities.
Clearly, the defendant was in the man's debt, which only serves to prove my point.
This is hopeless. I can't find a single crack in this testimony anywhere. If Ray knew that withdrawing the knife from the wound would threaten Miss Brett's life further, I just can't think of any way to explain why she did it.
Susanna, it was at times like these when it's especially important to remember the fundamentals, like dead naming your daughter.
It's times like these.
The bare necessities?
I'd actually pay.
Evidence is what counts in the courtroom, isn't it? Oh, sorry, Sharky.
I was just saying I would probably pay money to hear Chris sing the bare necessities.
Chris, you got the first verse. Let's go.
I have to look it up. Luke, For the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your stress. I mean the bare necessities, old Mother Nature's recipes. Brings the bare necessities to life.
No, but-
GG. Oh, hey, I forgot to loop back around, by the way. When you eat grape nuts, do they grape you right in the mouth?
Evidence is what counts in the courtroom, isn't it?
Come on, you're gonna blow off a Whitest Kids You Know reference?
I've never watched Whitest Kids, you know.
Seriously?
Really?
Oh, God, that would be right up your alley.
Yeah, they're mad funny.
Shit's fucked up. Rest in peace, Trevor, but...
He dead?
Yeah, you didn't know that? He died like last year, dude.
Oh my.
Yeah, like a fucking car accident.
Oh sheesh.
Yeah, there were some fitting tributes done for him. But yeah, it was a big fucking loss to the comedy world. Trust. Of course. But I've been through the court record dozens of times already. Dad, help.
I think perhaps you're forgetting something, though.
I think you're perhaps
your
forgetting to
brain.
pay my way through this, like every good responsible parent does. It's called generational wealth, Dad. How else am I supposed to get into Kentucky?
You needn't take the evidence at face value. You can examine it in greater detail as well.
Wow, a gallon. Wow, I didn't even know it came in that size. Ah,
Realize this is your first time playing the role of lawyer in the courtroom.
no, it's more like my 5th or 6th, but I guess we're gonna do a tutorial now, huh?
So if you need reminding of the rudiments, you need only ask. I'll do my very best to help.
Examine the evidence in the court record. It's an idea, certainly. What should I do? Oh my god, we can skip a tutorial. Let's fucking go, baby. Speedrun tech activated. Come to think of it, Kazuma-sama and Naruhodo-san were always turning evidence over and over in their hands. Wow, they're really just walking it into this one. Yeah, I need to examine things in greater detail with a button. Oh yeah, don't worry, they'll patch it out.
By the look in your eyes, I can see that it's coming back to you.
You know what else is back?
That chili?
Go through the court record again and have a thorough look at everything. You may just find a clue.
Yeah, I'll do it straight away. I don't know why, but the ferret always wants to eat the popcorn. Ferrets can't have popcorn. All right, what things can we look at? Can I rotate this? Nope. Oh, wow, look, I can rotate this now. This is the newspaper from Soseki-san. Oh, damn, she looking kind of cute there. Quite dashing.
Definitely has a. She's got the Naruto thing going on.
Yeah. The magnifying glass is the button. There seems to be an important article on the back page as well. Exclusive. Deadly poison stolen from Yume Medical Research Laboratory? From Yume's Medical Research? Father, isn't that your lab?
What the? Let me see that. The poison's been stolen?
How did you not know? It's this morning's paper that Soseki-san gave up. Are you saying you didn't know?
It's embarrassing, that is, for the head of the laboratory. I didn't. I've not heard any such thing.
All right.
Where on earth could that reporter have gleaned this information?
Come to think of it, there was no article mentioning the story in our paper this morning, was there?
It's a highly toxic poison we've been working on in strictest confidence.
Why?
It put Ray in charge of the project.
God damn. Ray? She was managing it?
If what's written here is true, it means she tried to hide the theft from me. And moreover, that the details were leaked somehow.
I don't believe it. You're full of shit.
We need to read this article very carefully.
Ah, a poison-laced blade. Well then. I know where this is going. So she's got some pupil constriction, which is caused by the poison. Oh yeah, exactly, Alex.
Objection!
Oh shit, we slapping the table. No, there's one possibility, Inspector Hosonaga. One very good reason why the defendant might have decided to withdraw the knife from the victim's wound.
What?
The Yoko not only has a poor grasp of the law, but is also a poor loser.
Mom still fucks me though.
Charleston, what possibility do you think you've identified?
It's here, in the newspaper article. An article about a deadly poison having been stolen from the laboratory at the Imperial Yume unit.
Objection!
The victim perished from a stab wound. Poison has no relevance in this case.
Damn, look who can't read. And is not afraid to admit it. What?
Prosecutor Elchi, you will let the defense speak. Kindly shut your damn mouth.
The newspaper article, the court cannot rely on the kind of hearsay those wretched publications carry.
Counsel for the defense. I'm going to need some tangible basis for your claim. You will indicate to the court precisely what part of the newspaper article mentioned affirms your assertion.
Your Excellency,
Yeah, of course. Thank you. They would never have done something to further endanger Miss Brett's life without just cause. The reason why the defendant pulled the knife from the victim's body is explained in the article where it says, yeah. It's deadly in the tiniest of quantities. The article reveals the following property about the poison in question. When the toxin enters the body on a knife laced with poison, it's rapidly absorbed and causes death in minutes.
Are you suggesting?
If the knife used to attack.
Something.
Yeah, there it is. Reconnection successful.
Hello again.
That was weird.
Oh,
Anyway.
darkness, my old friend.
Thanks, OBS or Twitch, whoever that was. Anyway, the truth is, I'm not clicked in on the game. It was an attempt to stop the poison from entering the victim's body.
What?
You heard me.
Objection!
Shut up, Ouchie.
This is complete and utter nonsense.
Prove it. Not at all. The defendant withdrew the knife blade from the victim's body, not to accelerate the woman's demise, but to save her life. And the prosecution cannot deny the possibility.
So you have read the post-mortem report? The cause of death was hemorrhage. The word poison appears nowhere in the document.
Well, that's because by acting quickly to remove the blade, the defendant prevented the poison from taking hold.
Oh please, this is clearly desperation. The weasel's last breaking of wind. Poison has nothing whatsoever to do with this case, as I believe the defense is well aware.
Oh, Twitch shit itself. Hot.
We have no proof that the information in this wretched newspaper article is at all reliable anyways.
In that situation, what the student should have done is wait for medical assistance to arrive. But instead, you claim she suspected poisoning and took the potentially lethal decision to remove the blade. She must have had a strong reason for her suspicions then, or the argument makes no sense.
Exactly. Well put, Inspector. On what grounds did she do it? Yoko?
Why did Ray suspect the stolen poison was involved? If you want grounds, I'll give you grounds. Like coffee grounds?
You can't possibly.
Your expression, counsel, it would appear that those are not empty words. But naturally, as you stand in this courtroom as a lawyer, you must be aware. Words alone, empty or not, are of no value in our modern justice system. The court demands evidence.
Evidence. Yes, Your Excellency. I'm well aware of that. I've seen it many times. From my place at his side, in the Old Bailey. You know what? It all makes sense now. Because if Naruhodo was definitely gay for Kazuma, it would make sense that she would try and be as boyish as possible. Anyway.
In that case, counsel, you will present the proof to the court in the most manly way possible right now.
Flex it between my butt cheeks.
What evidence demonstrates a clear link between this case and the poison in the newspaper article?
Take that!
I would ask the court to refer to the notes section of the post-mortem report, which reads, extreme meiosis, pupil constriction was observed in the victim.
Ah,
Clearly, being a yokel with no knowledge of forensic science, I have no idea. So please, do tell me. Presumably, the fact that this condition of the victim was noted in the post-mortem report means that it's an unusual symptom of death?
Your mother.
under normal circumstances, the pupils dilate when someone dies. If there was extreme constriction instead, that's most certainly unusual, yes.
You
Faith No
yokel
More
detective?
slaps. In a newspaper article, there's the following information about the stolen poison. Onset symptoms occur in minutes, ending with acute contraction of the pupils prior to death.
What?
If the defendant, upon seeing the victim stabbed in the back, happened to notice that the pupils of Miss Brett's eyes had constricted severely,
Yes, as a medical research assistant, she would have suspected the poison immediately, without doubt.
Yeah.
Prosecutor Ouchie, I think you'll agree. This is very compelling evidence.
You. Yokel student, yokel professor!
Hey, my dad's really smart. That's Sharky.
Weird.
Oh, geez, I've been reading my lines on mute for the last 2 minutes.
There you go.
However, I believe the defense has expertly demonstrated a credible reason for the defendant's actions.
No.
Eugene Miko Toba,
Yes, Your Excellency.
I believe you are best placed here to confirm or deny the veracity of the defense counsel's argument. You will tell the court the truth about the details reported in the newspaper, please.
It pains me to have to admit it. But I'm afraid I don't know.
Damn.
You don't know.
Well, it's it. What is it?
You trying to hide ignorance behind that strong mustache.
That's a nice mustache. I wonder if he gives mustache rides.
The toxin was kept under lock and key in my laboratory, certainly, but I was unaware of any theft.
You mean to tell me the court? Do you mean to tell the court that the reports of this theft are unfounded?
No, Your Excellency. Without returning to the laboratory to investigate myself, I couldn't say.
To the bumbling academic.
What, you just magically become a lawyer? You didn't have to go to school?
Unaware of the theft of secret state research from his own workplace until he reads it in the newspaper.
I take full responsibility for the incompetence of my supervision.
Father.
A pitiful situation for a university professor. You should have more control over your students, rather than allowing them to go off on killing sprees.
One doesn't even count as a spree. It needs to be over 2 to even be considered serial.
I can pick this up if anybody else
Yeah.
does not want it.
I think that
None of
was
this is-
Lanya's role anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Channel
this-
your inner Lania. I
That's
guess.
very hard. None of this is Professor Mikotoba's fault. It's all my fault.
Right.
Mommy-san, you stand accused here. Outbursts like this will not be tolerated. Contain the calamity that is your memories.
But it was me. I was the one who noticed the poison we were developing had been stolen that day.
What?
So you knew.
I've been placed in charge of overseeing the project. It was the day that the professor and Soseki-san were interviewed together for the newspaper.
Did you murder her, Soseki?
That's when I noticed some of the poison was missing. Just a tiny amount it was.
Why didn't you let me know immediately?
I was scared. The whole project was supposed to be confidential, but some of the toxin had somehow been taken. So I decided I'd try to get it back before anyone else found out. Because I had a very good idea who the thief was.
The thief? You don't mean.
Yes, of course. 'Twas that dainty English woman.
Miss Giselle, Brett?
That's why I decided to join a little group of people going to the seaside. Inside the beach hut, I confronted Miss Brett. But she just sat on the stool at the back of the hut, smiling sweetly at me, as if she knew she was untouchable. I know it was you who stole the poison.
Well now, whatever do you mean?
And then she suddenly got to her feet. Before falling to her knees in front of me and then collapsing on the floor. That's when I saw the knife in her back. I couldn't understand what had just happened.
She was stabbed.
And then, a moment later, I was seized with fear. The pupils of her eyes they'd shrunk to tiny pinpoints.
I don't believe it. A woman in the courtroom.
Listen here, Walrus-chan. Please leave your misogyny at the door. Anyway, in other words, you realize that the victim was suffering from the effects of the stolen poison.
My mind started racing. I hadn't seen anything past Miss Brett's lips while I'd been with her. Which left only one possible way for the poison to have entered her body.
Not exactly. On the blade of the knife in her back. I hope.
That train of thought was chugging along to make you withdraw the blade, defendant.
Yes, if the amount that had entered her bloodstream was small enough, she might still have a chance. That's what I hoped. really. I'm so sorry for staying silent all this time. Oopsies.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Your attempt to hide the truth of what happened is not something that can be overlooked. However, I have duly noted the courage with which you have confessed in the end.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
It's barely perceptible, but I do think that's it. The balance has shifted a little here in this courtroom now.
Objection!
Your Excellency, do not be deceived. The victim just collapsed before your eyes, you say? Well, Mbami-san, if that is the case, perhaps you could explain how Miss Brett came to be stabbed. Well,
Really never seen a swan with a switchblade, Archie.
you have no answer because the simple truth is that you stabbed the victim motivated by revenge.
Objection!
But you have no conclusive evidence to prove that assertion, do you?
Oh, I have evidence, and it is very much conclusive.
Uh-huh. What's the prosecution counsel up to? It was brief, but he hesitated for a moment there. I'm almost sure of it.
You will produce the aforementioned evidence at once for Prosecutor Ouchie.
Perhaps some praise is due, young yokel student.
What?
I had imagined there would be no need for me to submit this evidence. But you've brought this on yourself.
What the? Could a more damning shot exist? The cruelty in the air on that beast is almost palpable.
This evidence, more than any other, reveals the true extent of the accused's murderous nature.
Not really, but okay.
For it shows the precise moment that Mbami-san plunged her dagger into the victim's back. No, that's not true. No.
I don't believe it. Ah! Ah! Ah!
Order, order, order in this motherfucking court. Counsel for the defense, was it you who was responsible for that shrill scream that just pierced my eardrum?
I farted.
Perhaps his voice has yet to break. These yokels are slow of mind and slow to mature.
Interesting assumption, counsel. However, I slept with your mother last night. I'll show you who's slow to mature.
Careful now. Susanoo is starting to show her face here.
It's often said that a picture is worth 1,000 words. And here we have ample bosoms, I mean proof.
Can you show me the amount of words in a graph?
Look at this graph. Every time I look, it makes me laugh. The court will accept this extremely cogent photographic print as evidence.
Who the fuck wrote that sentence? Ugh.
Apparently I'm guessing a
Capcom.
translator that really needed to justify the paycheck.
Yeah, it's like they learned a new word that week and just wanted to share with people that they knew it.
You know, if it was 5 letters, I'd say it was Wordle's fault.
Fuck a Wordle. Can't believe he's had a photograph like like that up his sleeve the entire time. It's like he's got wizard sleeves. It's such a stark image. I'm genuinely lost for words.
Wait a minute. I don't understand. How did you... I mean, who took that photograph?
Ray.
Objection!
That's of no importance here. Stop trying to divert attention.
No, that's actually pretty important. We should probably figure that out. Because they're a witness.
Oh,
Objection!
That's an absurd thing to say. It's crucially important. Whoever took this photographic print was a witness to Miss Brett's death. The court must be allowed to hear this person's testimony.
arr.
Will uphold the defense's demand.
Suck my dick!
Prosecution will reveal the identity of the nuts responsible for taking this photograph at once.
Flipsies. Well, I'm afraid I can't do that.
Aha, but you have to. Pardon?
You see, this print arrived at the Imperial Police Bureau headquarters by express post yesterday.
This seems suspicious.
But there was nothing to indicate the stranger's name or address. The provenance of the print is unknown.
Yes.
Are we to understand then, counsel, that in full knowledge of the fact that this photograph has the murkiest of origins, you nevertheless believed it fit for submission as evidence in the Supreme Court?
When you first produced the print before, I noted that you hesitated for a brief moment.
Damn, this is just like the American Supreme Court. There's no ethics, there's no responsibility, it's just all bullshit. You don't even want to know what happened today if you haven't. Just pretend you didn't see, hear, or read any of it.
Because you didn't know. Because you know that it wasn't completely reliable evidence, didn't you?
Violet? You yokel student and blabbering professor? What matters is the blatant truth that this print so eloquently expresses.
But the defendant has already admitted to pulling the blade from the wound. Clearly, this isn't the moment that the knife was plunged into the victim's back, but
The moment it was withdrawn. Don't waste this court's time with your ramblings.
Indeed, without knowledge of who produced this print, we have no means of verifying the claim. The scene it captures without doubt the most compelling evidence presented to the court. If the defense is unable to shed any further light on the matter, leave the conclusions clear.
oh no!
Susato, this is the time for you to fight. If what you've established so far is true, then there can be no doubt. That this photograph shows the moment Ray withdrew the blade from the victim.
Yes, we just need to prove that somehow.
You'll have plenty of time to rue your defeat on the slow train back to the provinces. And to rue the day you came up against Taketsuchi Ouchi in a court of law.
If I can't determine who took this photograph, then the trial is going to come to an end. There must be a clue somewhere. There must be some way of working out who took it.
True!
True!
Council.
Your Excellency, the burning question is who took that photograph? And the truth is, I have an answer. This isn't about whether I can or can't come up with the answer now. I simply have to. The identity of the person who took this dramatic photographic print is, I assure you, something the defense can and will reveal.
No, you can't possibly. But as you so boldly claim that you can, please do enlighten us.
Unfortunately, I'm unable to present a name.
How utterly underwhelming. Do you really believe that you can?
However, I am able to present evidence. The defense has a piece of evidence that reveals important details about the photographer's identity.
What?
Very well then, Council. Present your proof to the court. Which piece of evidence do you claim reveals something about the identity of the mystery photographer?
Right there, baby. Raucous English returnees tell all. This is the interview with you and Sarseki-san, isn't it, Father? It looks as though it was quite an exchange.
Yes, he became a little over-animated when he was talking about his time in England. The photographer managed to capture the moment his hand karate chopped me on the neck.
I do hope you won't hurt. Really? Can't really look at that same crack?
Take that!
Alright, well, just fucking send it, baby.
What is that? The newspaper again. Raucous England returnees tell all.
It's not the headline that's relevant here, Your Excellency. It's the photograph.
Every time it makes me laugh.
What's up?
Every time it makes me laugh. The photograph.
What the hell is on Joey's head? If you look at it closely, you'll notice that there are some white lines on the right side. It's not cocaine.
Yes, indeed. They had already caught my eye as it happens.
What of it? A shadow of some kind, presumably. From the branches of a tree or the like.
They're indoors anyway.
There are no trees growing inside my laboratory at the university, I can assure you.
Only the one in his pants.
Hey yo.
Now, if you look closely at this photograph,
Gracious.
yes, exactly the same pattern of lines is present on this photograph too.
Well, that tells us nothing. Yes, it's a shadow of some kind, definitely. From the branches of a tree.
Yeah, it's not that dude that's been following Soseki around? There wouldn't be any trees growing inside a hut at the beach council.
What's quite remarkable about it is that the two patterns are absolutely identical, even if you cross your eyes. How would such an extraordinary similarity have transpired?
The curious matching pattern that appears on both photographic prints is a result of some tree branches. Obviously, it must be due to a problem with the camera used to take the photographs.
With the photographic device?
Yeah, so we can confidently say that the camera's lens must be scratched. And that the scratched lens causes unwanted lines to appear on every print taken with that device.
Yes, the white shadows and indoor trees. In short, the two photographs under consideration here were taken with the same camera. Oh, and we'll leave it with this. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, please do not the cat. Anyway, hey, good job, everybody.
Wait, why not?
Yay!
I almost didn't make it.
Yeah, what are you, tired? You sleepy?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. All right, well, let's wrap it around. If y'all would take a look at the besticles of the breasticles, it's Oni Heart.
Yeah. I play RPGs and fighting games, and sometimes I sleep. I wanted to try a new thing, because I wanted to try doing just talking streams. So, but I'm not the kind of person that could just sit there and talk while nothing's happening. So I'll probably put a game on in the background, but I don't know. It's worth a shot.
Follow the advice of the best MCs I know. Say what you see. People in the front, people in the back.
Actually, it's scientifically proven that Oni has in fact completed every game.
Ryan, I'll
Twice.
find you, and I will destroy you.
She might like that.
She definitely likes that.
She's into that.
Well, I will find her and not destroy them on purpose. Now,
I don't know you. Okay. Speaking of people I do know, it's Shy.
Hi. Thank you for having me. First off, Kyos. This week, Lon has a lot of wonderful things going on. Tomorrow we've got our weekly Star Ocean Divine Force stream, which we are really looking forward to.
They put out a new patch,
Thursday.
by the way.
Yeah, we saw it, and we will have that installed. Hopefully it takes care of a lot of the things that are a pain in the butt with that game.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday, she does have her collab with one of her best, with Ariswan Jabberwock, playing Horizon or Journey or something. I don't know. I'm probably going to get it. And then Saturday, we are working on something special, so we hope you'll tune in.
Fellow tech tinkerer and overspender, Chris.
Yeah, I just spent like $450 on a network switch.
You gotta sometimes.
I mean, it's a forever switch. It's a 24 port, 10 gig fiber switch. I'm never going to need another switch.
Yeah, just wait until 20 gigabit ports come out. It'd be great.
It's a forever switch. Did you get it at Jared?
It's one that you meet online, Rian.
Anyway, tell us what you do, Chris.
Oh, okay. I lead the Final Fantasy 14 raid group Blitz. I do RPG long plays. I do voice acting on YouTube. And I sink a lot of time and money into a home lab that someday might do something.
Well, there you go. Sharky, tell the people what they have won. Good evening, Lon.
Well, if they win time with Oni, they will get to see completed games and very strong fighting game skills. If they win a time with Chris, they're going to end up getting to watch Final Fantasy 14 bosses get beaten like they owe them money. If they spend time with Blue, they're also going to get to hang out with Lania, where the two of them dual wield whip mommies. The last time that I watched a stream of them, and if you hang out with me, you're probably just going to get some really nice life advice from someone that is twice as old and half as sultry sounding as Lania. So, basically, I'm just here to stand around, look pretty, and pretend to have gone to evil medical school for 7 years. So, I'll try to throw around a few streams this week if you like few hour-long RPG runs that generally should reset them the first half hour. So, as always, don't ever forget, tell the people that you love just how you feel, because they might not be there by the time the next stream comes around. So, take care of you.
And as Lon has so helpfully reminded me, it's Haven Thursday, not any of the other games I've mentioned. Oh boy.
Well, go follow these wonderful people. It's time for my outro. Well, friends, thank you super much for hanging with us. It was a long one. Sorry about the Twitch hiccup. We'll try 10 again tomorrow. I'll see if I can find us a seed that's not absolute bullshit and maybe just run with that. We'll also have Brighton over at some point. Maybe some Signalis learning, maybe some Guilty Gear Strive. But I'd highly recommend swinging through tomorrow. Thanks for all the follows and the raids, the resubs, the gift to Roonies. Run you through them. Check out the Discord if you haven't. Come hang out with us. We're pretty cool, I think, if it's not facetious to say. If you haven't subbed to the YouTube, well, you should. You can catch up on all the casual playthroughs, the cooking streams, the moto vlogs, the speedrun PBs when they happen, and all sorts of other fun things. If you're in the market for a computer in the US, definitely check out our friends at Skytech. Cool commission link there, as well as, the eternal thanks for keeping my computer up and running nicely. I will also take a second to thank our friends at Capcom for providing us this wonderful game. If you want to support the stream in other ways, check out the Throne Wishlist, all sorts of cool stuff on there. And regrettably, the suggestion box is open. Most of the stuff there is pretty much content creation, cosplay, and crafting. If you like drinking tea like we do, like I do all day, all night, all evening, afternoon, and noon times, check out the tea blends I put together on Adagio. All the proceeds go to benefit the Trevor Project. And hey, if you want some 3D printed stuff, so maybe a big ass sword, or maybe just a cute little muscly Pikachu to put in your computer, or maybe your own custom keyboard, hit me up on the Trello link there. But for now, we're going to call it a night, and we'll go find someone to raid. So thanks for spending time with us, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right. I was going to raid our friends Kittybit. If you don't know them, I would highly recommend checking them out. But I'm going to follow their key, and we're going to raid our friend Miyamara, a good friend of the storm. He's doing a Plague Tale Innocence. It's a pretty neato game. So I would recommend it. This will be like a double raid. But either way, I hope you all enjoy. Have a terrific night. And we will see you all tomorrow with some 10, some Signalis, maybe some Strive, and with Brighton. So y'all take care. Keep on keeping on. This is Three Dog. Ow! Wait, wrong Fallout. Anyway, bye.